Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dana, aka Blondie Knots here on YouTube, and today I thought it would be fun for us to do a mock setup for markets. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to switch up your booth setup a little bit, I thought this video could be helpful to show how I like to set up at a market, especially when I just have one 6-foot table and then my 3-tiered stand I talked to you about in the last video. So I have everything, as you can see, already set out on the table. I did have to draw the shades down, so I'm hoping it's not too dark in here. This is the only way I can film in my apartment if I move all the couches and stuff, so I'm filming out this way. I hope it'll be okay in the video, but I just thought this would be a really easy way at home to show you, so I can take my time, really show you where I put things, why I put them there, and kind of how I set up my booth at a market to make the most money possible. So far, setting up my table like this has been extremely successful for me at markets. I have done extremely well at all of my last shows. So I'm basically going to show you this map right here. This is kind of what I try to follow when I am setting up my booth for an event. Following this map is pretty easy for me, and it's really helpful in the sense of making sure things go to me where they make sense the best, and also really help guide the eye the way I want it to move across my table. So let's just jump right into the video and we'll get started. I had to come down a little bit because I'm a tall girly, but in order for you to see the whole table, I gotta bring the camera down. So first things first, we need to get all of this stuff off the table, and then I'm going to put my tablecloth down and my table runner. So I will show you that in just 1 second. All right, this is my new table runner I got, in case you didn't see it in my last video. And I just lay it across the table like that. In a perfect world, you would probably steam or take an iron to this before bringing it to a show, because you can probably kind of tell it's pretty wrinkly at the moment. I was not happy with where the camera was set up. I didn't like the lighting at all. So I've now changed it, so we're over here against this wall. This is the best I can do. I'm really hoping my paintings aren't distracting in the background, but I think the lighting here is actually way better though. So now that we have the tablecloth is on and the table runner is on, we are going to do the next step, which is going to be putting the crates out. The crates I typically use as like my anchor pieces. So I like to set those up on my table first. That way it's easier for me to work around and put little things around the crates versus trying to work these big crates around my little pieces. So my crates are always first. They're my anchors. They really help establish my table setup and the way I'm gonna go about my design for the day. Okay, so now I have all 4 crates set out. I'm gonna just let you look really quick. Now you can see the end cap crates. I turn slightly inwards, just a touch, to really help encompass my table. Also, it's totally okay if you don't have 4 crates. You could always just take one out of the middle here, put one of those there, and then use these spaces as more spots to put your smaller decor pieces. I typically will put smaller pieces in between if I have the gaps, only I am going to be setting up 4 crates. I like to make one of my end cap ones taller. I think it just adds something different to the stand. You could also, I suppose, do this one this way. You would have to spread these out a little bit more, but if you like that look better, you can do that. I just keep like that. I'll typically put the standing one on the side opposite to the flow of traffic. So if traffic is coming inwards like this way, if this is the natural flow, how people are coming in, I'll put that one over there. You could put it on either side if you'd like. So now let's go and decorate our smaller pieces in. So here we have a pretty average setup for me, give or take. Of course, it does change a little bit every time because I use different pieces. But this is about what we're looking like. I'm gonna go grab all my supplies and decorate the table so it's kind of easier for you to see with all of my plushies and pieces on. But also I like to leave this section over here as open as possible, just because that is where I typically stand and talk to my customers. I like to be able to make direct eye contact with them. I also like to keep that area free because that is where I will typically hand over my square for them to tap their cards and give them their crochet pieces that they bought all bagged up and cute. So I like to be able to have a direct line of communication with my customers. So anyway, here it is. And I will time lapse me setting it all up, and then we'll talk about it when I'm all through. Okay guys, so this is it all set up with just what I have left. This tree, I typically of course fill it with all of my flower earrings. I have a bunch at the moment. I just didn't want to take all the time to do that. So I just gave you a rough idea of what that will typically look like. I like to keep a mirror here. Hello. And this is because I want people to feel free to try on the bucket hats, put the earrings up to their ears, see what they think about those. So I like to keep the mirror out when I can. Sometimes I can't, and so I'll keep it folded up in between here. And if they're looking at the hats, I will pull it out and hold it for them so that they can try them on easily. But I think people are more prone to trying it on if you just have the mirror out for them. So again, this is kind of what I have left. Mr. Mouse is not in a spot that I absolutely love. I could definitely rearrange him a little bit and stuff, but again, this is just a very rough idea of how I will set up for a market. This basket I'm not crazy about either. I usually have a lot more stuff, so that's just kind of a placeholder at the moment. Got some flowers in there. This is honestly my favorite part. This is why the bike was worth it for me, to put one frog in there. But anyways, guys, so this is just a rough idea of how I like to set up for a market. I'll do this in case you want to get a really good look of everything, maybe screenshot or take some ideas down. Now would be the time. That's how I've been setting up for my markets when I only have my 6-foot table with me. I didn't have enough product right now to also show you the tiered stand, but typically if I have the room, I put it right at the end and I'll put some things on it. I'm gonna insert a video now of my last market booth setup, how I had it done, so you can see the tiered stand being used. Again, this is just a really rough setup. I change it all the time. I just thought it'd be fun to show you guys, especially beginners. An easy, quick way to set up is the more you do it, the easier it gets. Don't get discouraged if you're not happy with it the first time. I truly think your booth is a never-ending project. I think you should keep changing and evolving and making it something new and exciting for you and your customers, especially if you have repeat customers. I'm sure they want to see new setups and new ideas. Anyways, if you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your other market friends, and stick around. We're going to do a lot more market videos coming up. I'm really excited for this season. At my last show, I got a couple new great ideas I want to share with you guys. So stick around and we can all grow and learn together and all have beautiful, amazing market displays. If you try any of these techniques, definitely tag me on Instagram, Blondie Knots over at Instagram. I would love to see your guys' booth setups, what you like to do, and maybe I can pull some inspiration from you guys. So thank you again for joining me today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.